Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to our migraine strategy call. I am Debbie Waidl, certified migraine health coach specialist, here to help you find ways to actually get to the root cause of your migraines, end them for good, so that you can stop using all those quick fixes and things that are just not working for you. I am so excited today to have Wendy with us. Wendy is a graduate of our Freedom from Migraine Method Complete program. And Wendy wanted to pop on today to share a little bit about her health journey, but especially talk about how you can have had a head injury and you can still start working on freedom from migraines and find that you can have less pain even after times that you got hurt. And we're going to talk about a couple other things, but that is one thing that I know that is near and dear to many people's hearts. They think that just because they've been in a car accident or had a concussion or have something that is a genetic, something that is just the way that they've been built, that maybe not the same as everyone else, they feel that they can't find any relief. And Wendy is here to share that, yes, you can. Yes, you can. So a little bit about Wendy before we get started. She has 5 kids, 7 grandkids. Wendy homeschooled all of her children, and she's working part-time now. She loves to cook good, simple foods, and she loves to share her health journey with others, which is why she's here today. So Wendy, welcome and thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So for everyone that's on right now, I'm going to pull up on my phone in just a quick second to make sure I can look at the comments. But if you're watching right now, give Wendy and I a hello. Let us know where you're watching from. And let us know what your questions are, because that is one of the main reasons that we do these calls. We don't do them because, Wendy and I want to chat with each other, though we enjoy a conversation. We do them for you ladies so that you can actually learn, get some hope, and find some results. That's why we do these each week. So, Wendy, let's dive right in so we can get these ladies some answers. So, after your head injury, you initially felt kind of like you received a life sentence of chronic migraines. Can you just kind of explain to everyone why you felt this way at that time and what has kind of changed your perspective on that belief now?
Okay, so when I had this head injury initially, a lot went on at the time. I was living in Ohio, and
Mhm.
I didn't have migraines like right then, but we moved here to Tennessee. This was 2004, 2005. We moved here to Tennessee, and it was sometime after that that I started getting migraines, certainly not knowing why. In fact, I didn't even go to the doctor. I never went to the doctor for my head injury. A tree fell on my head,
Oh my
major.
goodness.
Yes, my friend who was with me was paralyzed, and she's passed away.
I am so sorry. I have never heard
Yeah,
this story.
yeah. Um, so I never went to the doctor. It was just she was more important, I guess. In that instance,
Yeah.
a huge bruise. I
Oh,
did go to a chiropractor because that bothered my neck, of course.
yep.
Um, and sometime after that, as I started getting migraines, still never made a connection
Hmm.
until sometime after that, when I heard a testimony. You know how you do research on the internet.
Yep.
Um, I heard a testimony of a girl that had a car wreck after she had a car wreck, and then after that she had migraines, and I thought, oh my gosh, well, maybe that's why I'm dealing with all these
Hmm.
migraines. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do? I don't, you know, at
Yeah.
that time I had suffered with migraines for years before I even went to a doctor to say, hey, I got these headaches. And I described him, and he's like, oh, well, that's migraines. I'm going to give you some amitriptyline. And
The regular, right? That we all, that's the first thing.
yeah, exactly. So um, I don't know what changed my mind, except, my husband, he'd be like, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go have an MRI. You could have a brain tumor. I mean, as far as the headaches, otherwise I feel okay. I'm not going to go that route. Plus, at that point, the sumatriptan was working. I'm just
Hmm.
ready to stay right there. Um, it was as that stopped working
Hmm.
that I started digging deeper, as far as I got to do something about this, because this looks like this is going to be my life, and my medicine's not working.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's what brings a lot of us here, right? Because I did the same thing. It was over 10 years ago, way over 10 years ago that I had migraines. The first time I went to the doctor was probably 20 years ago. They give you that magic pill, that little magic pill, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is worth its weight in gold. I will pay anything for this. Anything. Could you give me more than 9, please? Because I really, I had daily migraines. So it was like, can I get 30, 31 by any chance? Which obviously didn't happen. But as you said, very quickly, those magic pills aren't your best friend anymore because they don't work as well anymore.
Mhm.
So then we look on to the next thing, right? We try to find that next greatest thing. And fortunately, we're so fortunate that your journey led you to us. And we know that you've experienced some really good transformation in your overall health. So besides finding your lessening in severity, duration, and frequency of your migraines, can you share some other positive health changes that you've observed during this time of working with?
Oh, yes. So it was probably, I'm going to say about 3 weeks into the program. I had heartburn for each year. It got increasingly worse. And I
Mhm.
finally went to the doctor. That was back when I was okay with taking medicines. Just give me some heartburn medicine. So I said,
Exactly.
so I don't have to pop a Pepsid. So she had given me medicine and everything was cool. Well, then I started to get a lot of yeast infections.
Mm.
So I my own digging. What on earth is up with this? That's not, although I have had yeast infections, I don't get them in the winter. So I started looking into that and it said antacids. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I stopped those and then still had to pop the Pepsid and from time to time did the apple cider vinegar. But then when I got into the program, that heartburn just disappeared. And I was like, oh my gosh, and still to this day, I don't have heartburn. And that's awesome.
It
So,
is awesome,
yeah.
especially since it helps you not take a proton pump inhibitor like Pepsid or the over the counters, because I'm sure many women in this group don't realize that those medications actually do the opposite of what you need. Typically, a woman has low stomach acid when you're feeling those symptoms of heartburn and all that. And we go through, obviously, in the Freedom from Migraine method and train and teach you all about that. But so many women are put on these proton pump inhibitors for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And if you look at the box, it says do not take longer than 2 weeks. Do
Right.
not. There's a reason for that, ladies. Even if your doctor is telling you, and I get it, I get your doctor's telling you, and it's hard to not believe that that's okay. But as you have learned, Wendy, medicine's okay in the short term.
Mhm.
It's not for the long term unless you need it to replace something that you don't have. And guess what? You can make your own stomach acid. So as you found out, you don't need it because your body's doing it now.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't that
Definitely.
amazing? I love that. Oh, we have so many people that have popped on. We've got Kimberly Marie on. We've got Valentina watching. Roseanne says hi. Rachel says hello. Brenda says hi. I love all the gifts today, everybody. Everybody's using all their what do you want to call them? Their actual character memes or whatever they are. I think that's great. Hello, Barbara and Patrice. So great to see everybody. Again, pop your questions in. If you get a chance, give me some likes and loves. When you guys actually comment on these and when you put the reactions in, it actually shows this to more people. So if you want to, on the other end, like Wendy's doing up here, sharing her information, if you want to help more people with migraines, the more you comment, the more you react, the more people you're helping on the other end. I don't know if any of you knew that. So um, while we move on to the other question, thank you. Somebody just gave us a heart. I love it. So during your journey with us, Wendy, I know for you and for many of the women, mindfulness was one of their big key takeaways. Can you shed a little bit of light on how incorporating mindfulness practices really made a substantial impact for you? Because I know many women kind of poo-poo this, like, oh, here we go. We're talking about meditating. We're talking about yoga. Are you kidding me? That doesn't matter. It's food. I got to fix my food. I got to stop taking meds. But this was really a big piece for you.
Mhm. Yeah. For me, I think I always thought, not saying I was raised this way, but I always thought you settle down in the evening, but you run during the day. And so from morning to night, I'm not sitting down. Say I never sat down, but certainly would never turn on a program or anything during the day. I just don't do that.
Yep.
But to take time to sit down, to be quiet, to open up my journal. I've not saying I don't ever run or run to the store or whatever, but totally changed to no, I'm sitting down and I'm going to practice some mindfulness. I'm going to journal. I'm going to write my gratitude. I have a note sitting by my bed that said, what went well today? So that as I'm going to sleep, I could stop and think about that and meditate on that and be thankful for that. The ideas that Cheryl taught on our Thursday, oh gosh, I looked forward to that. And just soaked that in. Every bit was learning, and even the training my brain to think differently about the pain was a big deal for me. We tend to look at pain and it's like, it's annoying. It's ruining my day and it hurts and I'm tired of this. And even things like, I look at other people and I'm like, these people look like they eat more crap than I do.
Yeah.
And yet they get away with that. And here's me, I'm generally even healthy without all this diet stuff. And I get these migraines. You got to stop that thinking and think, I am going to have my migraine freedom. I was blessed the other day. I was talking to my husband about all this stuff. And he said, I do notice a difference. He said, I know that you're thinking different about stuff. And I, although I'm not where I want to be with my migraine freedom, I have faith and I believe that I'm going to just keep practicing this and I'm going to get there. You used to say, and you say it probably all the time, and you said it to me specifically when I asked you a question once. You said, how many years have you had migraines, Wendy? And you said, so is it a big deal if it took you 6 months? Is that a real big deal in your lifespan if it took 6 months to be free? No, it isn't. And I can wait for that. But the frequency, the duration, it's better.
Yep.
It works. It just works. And the mindfulness was big for me. It was a big part because I don't take time to stop, think, be grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was a big key that you just said right there is knowing, first of all, how long has your body been chronically inflamed, right? If you're someone that maybe's only had chronic inflammation for a year or two, you're probably going to be able to take care of that situation a lot faster than someone who's been chronically inflamed 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, we've supported women like Cheryl, as you mentioned, who's had migraines for almost 50 years. She would never expect in 3 weeks that they're going to be gone. I mean, it took her a little longer, but at the end of the day, 6 months, even a year for someone who has a lot going on, and then you're good. Man, what an amazing gift to just give yourself that time. And you're healing the whole time, as you said. The severity, duration, and frequency is getting better. You're feeling better overall. You've gotten off, you don't have to take the Pepcid anymore. So your body is continuously healing. And the way that we can allow it to even heal a little faster is by working on that mindfulness. Because the more we're stressed, stress actually causes more inflammation than many inflammatory foods. I want everyone to hear that part. Stress causes more inflammation than like eating a pizza or grabbing a beer or eating that candy. I'm not giving you free license to eat those things. I wish I could. But that being said, we put so much focus on exercise and food because even though it's not easy to fix, it's easier in our minds to fix than working on the mental piece. And I think part of that is stereotypical, right? We have been, especially our generation, put your feelings aside, get done what you got to get done, stop your whining, right? But we need to talk about these things and we need to focus on how we're feeling and we need to give ourselves that extra time. So I love that you're journaling. I love that you're taking a break during the day. And that probably makes you so much more productive. So you can run around more and get more done, right?
Yep.
I
Definitely.
love that.
I wanted to add another health thing that has been fixed for me is I'm no longer taking my allergy medicine. Now I'll know more about that in the spring, but normally it's the hay fever stuff. But I stopped it in November, and we've been outside raking leaves. We've been outside. I still mow because we're in Tennessee, so you might have to mow a time or two in November. No problems. And I've been taking allergy medicine for years. I've had problems with that for years. So I hope that continues, but so far so good.
From most of the clients that we work with, we find that, you may not get rid of your allergies 100%, but let's just say your allergies were bugging you 100% before, you might get down to them only bugging you 20%. And how nice to maybe think, okay, I only have to take Zyrtec during the worst months of the year or the worst weeks of the year. And then the rest of the time, I don't have to put that medication in my body, because every med we take, there is a price to it. Whether your doctor tells you that or not. I mean, we look at the side effects, we look at the warnings, we know, we just kind of ignore them because we need relief, right? How many people stop to think when they take an Advil that there could be consequences to that? Most of us don't. I'm in pain, I pop the pill, I move on. So that's amazing that at least right now you're not taking them. And I can't wait to hear how you can track to see, that you can actually stop doing that.
Right.
Wonderful. Oh, Patrice commented, I've never suffered from migraines until I had a TBI in May. Now I have double vision, migraines every day. Doc seems to be no help. Well, Patrice, we are here. We have supported so many women with so many different injuries, whether that be head, neck, back. So please make sure that you reach out if we can help and support in any way, shape, or form. Kathy's saying, I love this call. 2021, she suffered a ruptured AVM, created a serious brain bleed. Started working with Debbie. Yes, you did in February. Oh my God, it was February 2022, Kathy. I love it. And Kathy's 95% migraine free. And Kathy, for those of you who don't know, Kathy Summers is commenting on here. Kathy, not to pick on you, but you got a laundry list of things going on. So for Kathy to be 95% migraine free is amazing. Amazing. And we're just so proud of all the work that you've done. Hello, everyone that keeps popping on. This is amazing. We have quite a crowd here today. I love it. All right. Well, I want to make sure I honor everyone's time, including Wendy's, because you're so kind to come on today and chat with us. So as we're summing up here and have all these ladies listening, is there anything else that you would like to share with them? Any last piece of hope that you'd like to give to these 5,000 plus women in this group that are hanging out in the background, hoping that we have some little magic fairy dust to sprinkle on them, but still not believing that we really do?
Well, that's the word, is hope. And when I stumbled upon you, just like all the girls say, stumbled upon you. And I wouldn't even say that. That just was God just opening up the door. I've learned so much about myself, my health. My girlfriend I ride to work with asked me the other day, because I told her, I said, I'm not where I'd like to be with my migraine freedom. I know I'm going to get there. She said, would you still say you were glad you joined? It was worth it. I said, oh my gosh, yes. Mm-hmm. And I would tell anybody, if you can find that money, that would be the best thing you could do, because you will learn so much stuff. You cannot find this stuff on the internet. I'm a researcher, just like you said. We're all good researchers that I still do research all kinds of stuff about migraines, but the stuff that you teach in the group, I couldn't even go back and find it. It's only in what you have taught. And I don't say that lightly. I truly mean that. The community of support that you have, it makes me want to cry when I say this, is just, it's phenomenal. The ladies that answer the questions and give the support, it's a community of support. And these ladies will find some migraine freedom. I have no doubt about that.
Well, thank you for those words. And we do work very hard. We have a team of 10 women, and most of the women have had migraines for at least 10 years, most of them 30 to 40, but at least 10, went through the program, found their migraine freedom, and many of them came out of retirement. Most of them came out of retirement to work for us because they felt so passionate about their change and their transformation. Just like Wendy here today. Like, I'm not paying Wendy to be here. Wendy wants to be here because she just wants to shout from the rooftops like I did when when the first time I realized that I was migraine free, I think my family was so sick of me talking about it because I'm like, you don't get it. I cracked it. I cracked the code and here I am. And then when I helped other people, I mean, I probably was obnoxious to listen to for a year because I couldn't stop talking about it because I was just so excited that I figured something out that was going to save so many people's lives. Because really at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. We're giving people their lives back. And yes, you guys have to do the work. You do the hard work. And Wendy, you did it and you're doing it, which is amazing. But it's such a blessing to watch and see each day people tell me, I'm going to be able to go to my daughter's, graduation and not worry. I'm going to be able to go on vacation and not be stuck in a hotel room. I can go back to work. There really just isn't anything better than waking up to all those successes and wins every day. So thank you for being here and thank you for sharing your journey with everyone. I really
Sure.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right. Oh my goodness. People are still popping on. Hello, everyone. Again, if you're watching this, if you're just popping on now, go back and watch from the beginning. You're going to want to hear Wendy's story. And if you have any questions, feel free to tag myself, tag a member of the team, tag Wendy. We'll keep an eye on this video and make sure that we answer your questions. Because at the end of the day, there is a right and wrong way for everyone to find their migraine freedom. And we will help you figure that out, whether that is using the complementary resources in this group, whether that's joining a training. Our next one is going to be our challenge. That is one of our most popular trainings that will be happening in February, or that might be joining our new community membership. And if you are interested, Wendy and I are actually going to chat about that when we finish our call here. But if you are interested in the community membership, just comment membership below. We are actually in beta pricing right now for 3 months. You can get the beta pricing of $7 a month, which totals $21 for 3 months for unlimited access to all of our trainings, to our podcast. You will get podcasts way before they even show up on Apple or Stitcher. They're actually not even on Apple yet. And we already have 7 podcasts in that group right now for the women, all of our extra success trainings, and you have our own Jackie, who is a nurse practitioner in there monitoring that group and supporting all of you. So you can't go wrong for the cost of a cup of coffee. I took my grandmother to Starbucks today. My coffee was $7.50. So 1 cup of coffee for the price of what the membership is for a month. So if we can help in any way, shape, or form, just let us know. Thank you everyone for being here today. And we will see you next week. Let me just double check. Next week, our migraine strategy call will actually be on Tuesday evening. It will be at 6 p.m. We've moved it to nighttime because Beth is joining us, and Beth is an educator. So obviously she's a little busy during the day with her students. So Beth will be joining us Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us there. And everybody have a great day. Here's to your migraine freedom, and we'll see you in the group. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.